Good morning, welcome to Motivational Monday. How are you? I hope you're all good. In this video, we're going to talk about when the going gets tough, you get tougher. And the following Monday, we are going to talk about how you don't always know how you're going to feel. Even if you feel you really know yourself well, you can be put into a circumstance or a situation and be surprised at yourself. So make sure you've subscribed because I want to share all of this lovely notions and wisdom to you to make you into your lusher life. So this video has been 21 years in the making. When the going gets tough, you get tougher. Now let me tell you something. If you'd have told me 21 years ago that I would be where I am now, I would never in a million years have believed you. And I was on rock bottom. Have you ever been on rock bottom? Think of a time when you've been really down there and you've thought to yourself, I don't know how I'm going to get out of this. I don't know if I've got the strength to do this. And somehow you dig something from inside you and you get that out and you are like, I've got it. I've got this. I'm going to do this. And bit by bit and day by day, you move towards something else. And it's when times are so tough and you've had to get tougher than those times are. And you've done it. And even though it might have scarred you or it might have left something that you think that didn't sit right with me, you actually did it. And it always is leading you to something better. So let me tell you my story. In a nutshell, this is a real spoiler alert for my book, so maybe if you don't want to know about that, but it kind of is, and I kind of need to just let you know what the theme of the book is, which will be coming out, I don't know when. It's called Happiness in Vitro, and in vitro means in a glass. So the idea behind that is it can be shattered quite easily, or it's very delicate, or is happiness that delicate, or can you a whole plethora of questions there that come up. So Happiness in Vitro, as it suggests, is about my IVF story. So I left home very young, I married very young, thankfully knew that I was infertile very young, and tried all these different fertility treatments for nearly 9 years. And now at the end of that, I got pregnant, yay! And the day that I was pregnant is the day that my husband left. Never to come home again. Put yourself in that scenario. Didn't know it was twins at the time, but I knew it was twins fairly soon after. And there was a whole host of difficulties. I had to give up work. I was basically, had nowhere to live. It was difficult. I had no money. I was literally at the point of hungry. And I was like, I don't know what I'm going to do. And all I did was take each day by each day by each day. And you can imagine from being down there, where it was absolute rock bottom. But I mean, I had the shining light of being pregnant. I was overjoyed about that. Never once did I think, well, I'm not going to be able to cope with this. What am I going to do? And the second I found out it was twins, I was delighted, because especially as I was on my own, and especially given the circumstance now, looking back, I'm like, you know what? There's 2 of them now. And I always, it was on my radar to have loads of children, and it wasn't meant to be. And, now here we are, having a lovely family time, the 3 of us, and being so tight and close, and it's just so good. It's turned out so well. And I think that my, what's the word? Absolute determination to make things okay. And I didn't sit there thinking, right, in 21 years time, when they turn 21, that's what I'm saying, 21 years, when they turn 21, I want to be in this position, I want to be a homeowner, I want to be, have, I don't know, what do you call it, income that's, oh God, I've got the word, I didn't want to be in, I didn't sort of have the vision board with, oh, I'm going to own this car and my mum and dad are going to be doing this, or, there was none of that. But if you'd have gone back, if you could go back in time now and tell that me from then, well, okay, so you're going to be doing a PhD, you're going to be a researcher, you're going to have this amount of income, oh my gosh, you're going to have properties, you're going to be taking care of your mum, which, don't get me wrong, that's still pretty tough. Your health is going to be, but, you're going to deal with that, and you're going to be your fittest, strongest that I've ever been. What's that? Oh, never mind. I would have gone, no, there's no way. You are absolutely telling me BS, because I've got these 2 little babies to look after, and I'm buying my clothes from not that there's anything wrong in Primark, I still buy clothes from Primark, but there was no choice but to buy these clothes from Primark. I was having hand-me-down clothes from my mum. I mean, gosh, she was doing my dinner because I had to move, so I ended up moving house, and because I couldn't feed myself and I was pregnant with twins, I was in that scenario, and bit by bit and day by day, I just took bite-sized chunks and dealt with it. And I was so, right, there's only one thing I can do, and that's deal with it. And you're the same with whatever that challenge is that's coming your way. You will deal with it, and bit by bit by bit, it will come, whatever that is. You know, I've got some new friends who are doing renovation projects on their house. Now, when I took the phone call for this house to say, right, we're going to start your renovation project in about May time, it was 2020, I sat and cried with complete overwhelm. And Jasmine said to me, Mum, it doesn't matter, we'll do it together. We'll do it piece by piece. And I was like, she's so wise. And that's how we did it. You know, we bought a paintbrush. It was one bit at a time, one thing at a time. We took a delivery of timber, and then the carpenters came, and then they loaded it up, and then we took the roof off, and then. But if you think about it as a whole, it's just like too much. And tough as you are, and don't get me wrong, I'm really, really strong, but tough as you are, it can be too much. So take those bite-sized chunks, but know that however tough that is, you can be flipping well tougher. You really can. You've got so much inside you that you tap into when you do that as well, because your adrenaline's going to be so up here and your cortisol's going to be so up here, and that's really not so good for your body on a permanent basis. So make sure you do your other stuff. Meditate, take sleep, get lots of sleep, look after your health as best you can, drink plenty of water, all those kinds of things. Be kind to yourself at the same time. Be tough, but look after you as well. Do you know what I mean? I hope this is making sense, because honestly, from somebody who's been there, and I think loads of us who are online have got this story, we've been absolutely on the floor, in the total crap, thinking, what the hell am I going to do? How am I going to get out of this? And somehow, something inside us, that tough bit comes out, and we do it. And then you look back and you think, pat on the back. Bloody well done, Lou. I've done this I've had some help, don't get me wrong. In the early days, Mum and Dad would come round just to cuddle the babies while I could go and get a bath. It wasn't all me. It wasn't all me being this bloody great hero, but I am the hero of my own journey. You're the hero of your own journey. And you go through this whole hero's journey. If you haven't seen that Finding Jo on YouTube, go and Google it, because it's all about the hero's journey and the story that we tell. And you need to have your peaks and troughs, otherwise life will be so dull. So it is important, but just trust me. And I think this is a time of year, middle of January, well, we're towards the end of January now, where it can be so challenging, and whatever that is that's thrown your way, you 100% can deal with that. Trust me. We've got this. Lots of love to you. Do come back next week when we talk about finding what it is in you. I'm sorry, I don't like to edit these out. Morning times I always get this thing still after the whatever I had. We talk about how you don't always know how you're going to feel. And I look forward to seeing you in that video. But meanwhile, please take good care of yourselves. Lots of love from me, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.